welcome back to the podcast. In today's episode, I am going to talk a little bit about your first 5 steps to transform your salon into a sustainable salon. If you are listening to this, I understand that you have an urge to shift the way that you are working. You probably have this urge of understanding that your impact, the choices that you're making in your everyday life, in your salon life, both for yourself, for your clients, actually matter. And you probably want to do things that are good for the environment, and you probably want to do good things for humanity, and you want to take your part in co-creating a more sustainable future for our children, for our children's children, and so on. And there are ways of actually super easily transform your hair salon into a sustainable salon. And this podcast episode is all about your first 5 steps into start to run your salon as a sustainable salon. So let's get into it. Your first step into transforming your hair salon into a sustainable hair salon is to actually understand why you are doing this. I want you to understand for yourself why you are doing this for yourself and why you are doing this for your hairstyling business. What is the reason why you want to run a sustainable hair salon? Why you want to have services that are in a more sustainable way? And really get into the core of why is this important for me. We really need to understand why we are doing this, because it can feel hard, it can feel weird to start to make these shifts. And it takes, first and foremost, it takes a little bit more from you to really understand what products that you're using, what do they contain, etc., 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 etc. And the more you can actually connect this to a personal story, we can actually start to use that story and your why into a really good marketing point of view. You can start to share that story, because stories are the things that will get people to connect with you. So the more understanding of why you are doing this for yourself, why you are doing this for your business, the easier it will become for you to actually take the step and learn the things that you need to learn, put strategies into place so that you can actually start to make these changes and start to use your story in your marketing. The second part of you transforming your hair salon into a more sustainable hair salon is to actually get an understanding of what part of your business and what part of your life is wasteful. For me, living in a sustainable way and working in a sustainable way and running a salon in a more sustainable way goes hand in hand. If you are the person that loves shopping, you love getting things without even thinking about where it comes from, how it's made, and you really indulge in a lot of things, I really want you to take a look at not only the business aspect of running a sustainable way, because I want you to also look at your life. In what way can you live your life that is not that wasteful? Because we live in a world where everything is going super fast. Fashion is turning over and over and over. The quality of things is horrible, which I hate. I'm really the person that when I buy something, I fall in love with it and I want to be able to use it. And nowadays, things just break, and it really makes me sad. So what I try to do is, I love fashion. I'm not going to lie. I really love looking at different trends. I love looking at clothing and so on. But anytime I actually buy something, I really look at, do I really need to have this at this very moment? And I also want to know, how is this being made? Where is it being made? And I always look for clothing where the brand is actually working with small factories. They care about their staff, etc., etc. So I know that I am actually investing in a company that cares, and I'm investing in other people's lives. So I know that where I invest my money actually has a positive ripple effect on many different lives. I want you to start to think of, what ripple effect does my money have? Because how we spend our money actually have a huge impact in the world. Because the more we can actually demand better work hours, better payment, better more sustainable way of working, a more sustainable impact on the environment, etc., etc., etc. The easier it will actually become to put demands on bigger companies, put demands on politicians. And the more we, as the little person, start to think of this, and everyone is waking up, the easier will actually be to help the world to transform. We cannot use the blame game here and just pinpoint that, oh, the politicians are not doing anything, they should be doing something, or the big companies are not doing anything. I think it's we as consumers that actually can put demands on. So a question you can ask yourself if we're going into your hairstyling business is, ask yourself, in what way are you wasteful in your business? And here I'm talking about, maybe you are throwing or using, like, let's say that you're using too much color, you're not using all the color, and then you're throwing it away. Maybe you're throwing away snacks. Maybe you're throwing away things that has not been used. That could be a way of being wasteful in your business. And then you can start to think of, how can I make sure that I'm actually recycling things that I have in the salon? And another thing is also to look at if there are things in the salon that you're not using. You can either put them into like a free gift space where you're actually saying to all the clients that are coming into the salon, hey, we're not using these products anymore. If you want to have one of these, then you can go ahead and take them. And in this way, you are paying it forward. You're giving things away and clearing your salon from the things that you are not using anymore is also a way of shifting the energy. So you're opening up for something new. And I'm all about that. And then I want you to question, where in my life am I being wasteful? So where am I being wasteful in my business, and where am I being wasteful in my life? Anytime, both in your business and in your private life, that you get the urge of buying something, the question is, do I really need it? How is it being made? What kind of impact does it have if I buy this? And if you really feel the urge of buying something that maybe is really harmful for the earth, how can you give back in some way if you really, really need to get that thing? Your third step is, what do you know about the products that you are using in the salon? So I want you to really get an understanding of the brand that you are using. Maybe you're using several brands that you're using in the salon. I want you to ask questions about the brand. Maybe you have to talk to the company itself or their sellers and look at, how are these products being made? What kind of impact on the environment does that have? What kind of impact does it have on humans? And what kind of impact does the products have on you? There is so much toxic shit in hair products. There is so much chemicals. And I want you to start to question the products that you're using in the salon at this very moment, the hair color, all of it. In what kind of way does that impact your health? And what kind of way does that impact your client's health? Remember, you as the hairstylist is actually standing, breathing in all of these toxic fumes throughout the day. And what kind of impact does that have on you? From my own experience, why I want to work in a more sustainable way, why I'm running my hair salon that I have in Stockholm. I still work like 2 days a week at this very moment, except from my coaching, is I run my salon in a sustainable way. And why I do this, and my why, is I've been allergic from like the age of 9, I think. And when I was young and started out doing hair, I didn't really think about the fact of what actually happens when I do color, what actually happens when I do perms, what happens being in water, washing people's hair every single day. And I learned the hard way after being working behind a chair for like at least 10 years. My hands started to itch. My asthma started to become worse and worse. And I started to notice when spring came and all the pollen is out, that got worse and worse. The rashes became worse, and my allergies became worse and worse and worse. And I realized that it is the fumes that I was breathing in. It was the products that I was using. It was the cleaning products that I was using in the salon. And nowadays I clean my salon with super easy things that I actually mix together myself. And that has also helped me to start to feel better because I'm not absorbing a lot of these chemicals every single day. For me, it came to a point where I actually had to say goodbye to all perms and hair color because it had such a huge impact on my health. So I stopped doing that and started to focus really more on creating amazing hair extensions and stopped doing color because it came to this point where should I continue to work as a hairdresser or should I stop? Because it had such a huge impact on my health. And this is years and years and years and years ago. Years and years and years ago, there was not such a huge demand on hair color, on the styling products that we're using in the salon. And there was no option for me to find. But nowadays there are actually brands out there that are more healthy, that are less toxic. And some of the brands that are like that is Owe, Davines, and there are other ones out there that are really pushing the boundaries of how can we create a more sustainable product that does not have a bad impact on the clients or the hairstylists that are using this. So when you are looking at the products that you're using in the salon, I want you to ask yourself, what impact does the brand have when it comes to production? So, and what impact does it have by sourcing the materials and the people that are working to produce the things? Are they doing this in a sustainable way? The companies that actually has some policies into place, then they are willing to talk about it. If there are companies out there that does not want to discuss this, then there are some shady things going on. And I want you to start to think of, can you really resonate with that brand? How does it feel for you in the way that they are approaching things? If you do not feel that it's a good fit, now is the time to actually start to do some research and look for a brand that you feel resonates with you, that actually takes responsibility for the environmental and human impact that they are creating, and be open to change. Be open to try something new. Be open to actually understand that where you place and invest your money actually has an impact. And think about it. If you choose a brand that actually is working in a more sustainable way, that has less harsh chemicals in them, some are like totally natural. And I want you to think about, what is the ripple effect if you actually start to work with that kind of brand in your salon? What kind of ripple effect does that have in your life, your client's life? If they change their habits, changing the products that they are using, think about what ripple effect can actually be cost. Because you choose to invest your money in a certain thing that is more sustainable. And the thing is, the more sustainable choices you make, the more you actually take this responsibility, the easier it also will be to talk about what it is that you're doing, both with your clients and also in your marketing. And that will actually also make people start to think about what kind of impact are they doing? What choices are they making? And the more that we do this together, then we can start a movement. We can start to truly shift. And the more of us that actually take this responsibility, the faster we can create change. So get an understanding of knowing more about the products that you're using at the salon at this very moment. Do you want to create a change? Do your research, check it out. There's so many different brands out there. And find a brand that you feel deep down in your heart that this is the right brand to work with for me. Your fourth step to transform your hair salon into a sustainable hair salon is, for me, pretty simple. And it's to look at what are you're probably offering drinks, snacks, different things in the salon. And from today, anytime that you are buying snacks, drinks, complimentary things for the salon, I want you to choose an eco-friendly or fair trade offer. So anything that you're buying into the salon from this day forward should be fair trade or eco-friendly. And this doesn't have to be that much more expensive. It doesn't have to be such a big thing for you. You just choose a better option here. When it comes to coffee, I love my coffee too. I probably will never stop drinking coffee, even if it might not be that good. But when it comes to choosing coffee, always look for a fair traded coffee. When something is labeled fair trade, and especially when it comes to coffee, they are looking through the whole chain of how is the coffee grown, how are the people, the farmers that are actually taking care of the farm being treated, how are they being paid, how is the coffee being processed, how is it, are they using any pesticides or not, and so on, etc, etc, etc. So getting a fair trade coffee, you know that the full chain is actually taken care of. The same with tea. And one thing that I want to say about tea is I know a lot of hair salons, when they offer tea, they're using tea bags. And that is something that I want you to be aware of is there's something called microplastic. Microplastic is tiny pieces of plastic that is in a lot of things. And sadly, we as human beings are absorbing these microplastics. They can be found in fish, they can be in our water, if it's not filtered enough, it can be in a lot of things. And sadly, when these microplastic pieces are in our bodies, they attract chemicals and chemicals get stuck in them, and we can become sick of that. So these tea bags are pieces of microplastic. So when you're getting a tea bag, putting it in your warm tea, and you're drinking that, you're actually drinking pieces of plastic that you can actually get sick of. So I want you to start to buy tea that is in a big bag, and then you have the metal tea holder. I don't know if you have a special word for that in English. Be aware that English is my second language. I'm from Sweden. So sometimes some things I don't know exactly the right word, but I hope that you guys understand everything I say anyway. But using this way, you're eliminating also a lot of waste. You're eliminating a lot of things that cannot be recycled. So look at all the complimentary snacks, tea, coffee, water. If you're offering plastic bottles of water, that is really a big wasteful thing. Is there a way for you to maybe get a filter so that you can drink the tap water, something that is clearing the water, so that you can offer a fresh glass of water with maybe some lime in it or something else? How can we reduce the waste that we are creating? Because remember, the choices that we make, where we're spending our money, actually matters. Your fifth step is start to look at your cleaning supplies. There is a lot of toxic chemicals in our cleaning supplies. And when we are absorbing things, when we are breathing things in, that could cause, like me, an allergic reaction. And there are a lot of really good cleaning supplies nowadays that you can actually use that are healthy, they're non-toxic, and in the show notes for this episode, I'm actually going to give away 2 recipes of 2 different ways of mixing your own cleaning solutions. It's super simple. I've been using it for several years, and they're really, really good, and they're safe for the environment, they're safe for you, and they're safe for your kids. So I want to try them out. You will find them in the show notes, and I will guide you how to mix that up so that you can start to clean your space in a more sustainable way, and you can do this at home as well. But one thing that I want you to think of is to reduce the waste. So I don't want you to now freak out and just throw everything out that you have at home. I want you to finish up all the cleaning supplies that you have, and when it's time to buy something new, you can try these recipes. Do the same at home, because we don't want to build and build about the waste that we are creating. So I want you to remind you of that. So that's your first 5 steps into transforming your hair salon into a sustainable hair salon. And I will go over the steps again. Number 1 is finding out what is the reason for you. The more closer to heart this is, the easier it will become for you to actually take the leap and make changes. Shifting things, doing things in a new perspective, changing your habits It's hard. I'm not going to say it's going to be super simple, super easy to transform your hair salon into a sustainable hair salon. It takes some dedication. It will make you have to start to think about what kind of impact that you are doing and so on. So the more clear you are on your why, the easier it will become for you to actually take these leaps, even if it feels awkward or it's too much or etc. etc. The second part was, what part of your business and life is wasteful? Start to think of recycling. Start to think of what kind of impact does everything have in life, business, etc. The third part is looking at what do you know about the products that you're using in the salon? What kind of, where are they being made? How are they being made? How are the workers being treated? What is in the products? Are they eco-friendly? Is there a more sustainable option? Maybe you want to go full green and use a full eco-friendly option. Get the knowledge, make a choice, don't become overwhelmed, but turning your salon into a sustainable hair salon is something that you don't do overnight. You do things step by step and transforming it like every day, every week, every month, every year. Your fourth step is to switch all the complimentary drinks and snacks into an eco-friendly option, or you can also go with fair trade because that is also eco-friendly. And the fifth step is to, the next time you have to buy new cleaning supplies, I want you to look at the show notes for this episode. You can find them on our website at sereneflow.com, and under podcasts you can find the show notes for this episode. You can find them on Spotify and Apple as well, where I will link to a guide on how you can make 2 different cleaning solutions for your salon that is non-toxic. You can start to clean your salon in a non-toxic way with these 2 cleaning solutions. I can say that starting to use a more sustainable option in my salon and in my life as well really helped me to stabilize my allergies, helped me to stabilize my body, and I didn't get as sick. And it has really helped me to move away from all the impact it had on my body. And more, people are asking for a sustainable option. They're looking for a sustainable, healthy, holistic way of taking care of their hair. So even if it can be a struggle, even if it can feel hard in the beginning to take your first steps in transforming your salon into a sustainable hair salon, it is worth it. I want you to take the first leap today. Go into the show notes, get your cleaning supplies mixtures from me, and take a little, start to question everything from within and see how can you take a little bit of a leap here and there and start to create change. I hope this resonates with you, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me at DMs on Instagram at sereneflow_, or you can always email me at contact@sereneflow.com. I'm looking forward to hear from you. I'm looking forward to hear all of your aha moments, and I would love to see how easy it is for you to clean your salon with these amazing mixtures as well. I'm sending you lots of love. Goodbye for now.